What's going on, my guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Gary with Game by the Beach. Very excited to be here with you today because we have kind of a cool concept today for a video. I know we're going up against Shaman, but it is what it is. Come on, Catapult. Come on, Catapult, attack. I want to see what is going to work out better. Running this deck with Catapult or with Bombardier. They kind of do different things, so this is actually one of the perfect examples of where Catapult might be better than Bombardier because let's just spam. Because it's better off in early waves where it's clearing monsters. It does a little bit more damage. Yes, it does a little bit less slow type of thing, but more damage, and during the faction boost, it's getting leveled up. So for this week, I just kind of want to see what's going to work out better. Right there, Catapult got leveled up. Absolutely not an issue at all. I don't mind that at all. We're also not finding any cultists, so that's super fun, especially when you're going up against a Shaman player and a Clock of Power player. What more could you ask? But yeah, we're going to see how this first game goes. And then we're going to throw in the same exact deck, except we're going to put Bombardier in here. And maybe in a future video, we can try out Chemist as well and just kind of see what these three different things look like. Because changing the support card in your deck makes a big difference. It really does. It makes a very big difference in what your deck looks like. If I'm running Chemist right now, we're going full damage, right? If I'm doing Catapult, it's more along the lines of like perhaps Shaman Prevention. Having an easier time in the beginning, less of a time in the end, and more focused on splash damage because it's doing splash damage in its own, right? I guess we're gonna have to copy one of these because there's just all right. That's not terrible. All right. And then Bombardier is more focused on making sure that you can take out bosses, clumping them all together, different things like that. So it's all very, very interesting. I guess we're gonna have to go here. Oh, we already had a guy. Oops. Okay, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. I'll just combine out. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna go over here. Oh yeah, we have this guy too. So we're actually working towards our very first T, which I didn't realize, and it's kind of funny. We were all focused on we were all super focused on making everything a X with our cultist, right? We gotta make an X, gotta make an X. Not cultist, with our zealot. And now it's all gotta make a T, gotta make a T. It's everything's very different depending on what do we got here. It's hard to see with Clock of Power. Let's keep leveling up our stuff here. Level up our puppeteer, not our puppeteer, our catapult. He's coming down for something. I'll just move that guy. Wow, it did not register that I moved that guy. That was very, very bizarre. I moved that immediately, and it still didn't work for us. But he's rocking Bruiser, Shaman, Priestess. Ugly deck. Ugly, ugly deck. He's spamming Clocks of Power at me. I'm sure he's going to do Clock of Power at Puppeteer as well. And make it very difficult for us to take it out immediately. But hopefully we'll still be able to. 2-7-1 is not crazy. Come on, take it out. I don't want you to move me. Alright, it moved us to the right, which is fine. Yeah, and we're actually going to go there, which is good. Just fine. Dandy. Cultist max out. We only have the 1 T. But I really don't mind the fact that we're going up against a Shaman deck. Clock of Power is kind of what makes it a little bit more annoying because we don't have a ton of damage output. Let's just do this for right now. That's fine. Now we have 2 Ts. Beautiful. I guess we'll do this. And maybe even that. Ooh. And I think we have this in the bag. We've only got the 1 catapult. It did its job for Shaman. I think it did a really great job against Shaman. And there's a hit. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You don't need to make it close for the people. They don't want to see it close. They just want to see me beat a shaman deck. They don't want to make it close. Okay, we actually were able to protect one right there. And there's a victory. Hit him with a good game. Nope, because he is a shaman player. Pretty cool right there. Okay, very good example of what makes Catapult good versus what makes Bombardier good. But if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like the video, and also check out those memberships. We got a lot of cool perks I know you guys will enjoy, including the ongoing raffle for you to earn your very own Mallard mug. All you got to be is a rare member. But let's jump into one more game here, rocking Bombardier, which is a pretty OG deck. And again, maybe a perfect example of what this would look like, okay? We're now going up against a shaman deck, just like we did. Cultist Shaman is actually very, I feel like it's tough to run, but it's also very difficult to play against. And this is a perfect example of where maybe... I probably shouldn't have done that. Come on back, Bombardier. Maybe Catapult is better than Bombardier, because I think most people, even probably when you guys clicked on this video, you were like, Catapult's not as good. However, come on, man. I'm trying to talk. However, when you're going up against shaman players, it's pretty useful to have Catapult in there. And he's spamming away at me. Let's move this guy down here. I think we're doing a pretty good job right now. We're almost on the brink of a T right here. And if he just bricks out, I would be thrilled. Yeah, right. Shame on you. That's exactly right. You shouldn't be doing this deck. It's a stinky deck. I'm protecting very well against shamans. We've got a bunch of Bombardiers. We're working towards a T. They're just falling into place over here. They don't want me to deal with anything. And that is that. Should we give it another game? I guess that's 2 games. I mean, he kind of bricked out. Let's jump into another game, just because we can really try and show off Bombardier. The first one was at least a long game. Now we're going up against Blade Dancer, and again, maybe also a really good example. I think if we're going up against Blade Dancer or another really strong cultist deck, we're probably going to be better off with Bombardier or Chemist, okay? But against a shaman deck, I'm not so sure. So that's kind of where the differences come in. And it should be interesting in this game as well. But also, if you guys want to catch me live, I do live stream twice a week. Once on Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And once on Sundays, come on by tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys got to come on by Twitch, because we're streaming on Twitch exclusive. I know I used to stream on YouTube, but we're on Twitch now. And you guys are more than welcome to come by. It's totally free. It's still just as easy as ever. And we would absolutely love to have you guys there. But let's try to focus up on this game just a little bit. I might even just... I'm looking at this square over here where we could get another cultist. I guess we'll hold off for right now. We've got our portal keepers in position if we need them, because we can obviously just copy cultists, and that's why Harlequin portal keeper is just so important. All right, so let's actually do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, and we're just gonna move this guy over. I'm gonna level him up once, and I'm gonna move him over once. And that should pretty much do the trick for us for the rest of the waves. But if we get another cultist, that's great. If we don't, I can copy one. It's not the end of the world. But we still found one naturally, which I'm happy about. Let's copy one now, just to kind of help us out here a little bit. And I would love to go all the way back to the front of our portal, so that we're not missing out on any damage. And just like that, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, boom. We made it all the way back. He's angry. It's gonna be okay, buddy. Bombardier, target, Bombardier. Okay, a little bit scary. We got this. And now we can start using our Harlequins as copying our okay, we can just do this. Our Dryads, which is really what I want my Harlequins to be used as. And this deck is, if you guys haven't tried this deck out yet, this is one of my favorite decks. Like I said, you could do Chemist, you could do Bombardier. It just feels comfortable. It feels like you're in control, which is a really nice sensation when you're playing on the ladder in Rush Royale. Okay, probably a nice sensation most of the time in your life, but especially on the ladder in Rush Royale, because so many times you go into a game and you are pretty confident whether you're going to win or lose. Maybe it's their actual cards. Maybe it's their crit level. Maybe it's their hero level, whether you think you're going to win or lose. I go in pretty confident every single time I queue in with this deck, and I like that. That's the goal. Let's just do that. I'm going to do that. We're going to move that guy. Okay. And little by little, just combine out here. We'll move this. We'll get another one. We can now get the guy on a square up to 4. And now we can try and start working on getting our second T. But I think that worked out really well in terms of we went up against shamans. We had our catapult. We went up against a real deck, which we haven't won yet. Don't get me wrong. But we went up against a real deck. That's a little unfortunate. And now we have our Bombardier, which I think is really, really great. I'll just do that. Okay. Interesting. We'll hit our gadget. You don't necessarily need gadget in here. I think trainer works very well. So let's do this. Watch how I, okay, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Actually, we could have put this guy over here. I was going to do something cool, but it doesn't matter anyway. We'll move this guy over, and we're going to combine out these Bombardiers so we can get rid of that middle one, perhaps. I mean, all I got to do is that. Maybe I shouldn't have, Alright, it's fine. So now we've got 2 Ts. On our way to 3 Ts now. And I can actually combine these guys out at some point, probably. Or those guys. Who knows? We're kind of neglecting our Bombardier. So let's, at this point, I like what my board looks like. Pretty confident with my board. We really need to level that guy up desperately. But I'm just going to work on mana leveling everybody up. So we're going to get our Cultist to max. His board's looking good. We've seen that deck 1.5 million times by now, whether it was in this meta, last meta, the meta before. You know, we're not really concerned with that deck anymore. And yeah, okay. So what we're gonna have to do now is combine out our Bombardiers. That's the only play we have. So let's just wait a little bit, see what our board looks like versus his board. But yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Kind of unfortunate. I'm actually going to do this. We're going to go here. We've still got Bombardiers. We can do this. He lost a little bit of traction there. Let's just copy these guys out. Get this guy in the middle a little bit more leveled up, because that'll help us just build a little bit more time for us to figure out what the heck we're actually trying to do here. Okay. So now... hit our gadget. That's our last gadget that we need. He actually set his board up differently than a lot of other Blade Dancer decks set them up, which is that he put the Knight statues all the way on the outsides rather than the 2 in like the middle, and then have all the Blade Dancers around that Knight statue. So the only reason that I would say to do that differently and do the way he set it up is if your squares Like, say you have 3 buffed tiles on your board, and you're only going to get those buffed tiles if you set your board up like that, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's not a bad idea. However, that's not the case. His units are still not on buff tiles. Might be a little early there, but that's okay. Now we can do that. Okay. Okay. And it looks like we're going to take this victory. He emoted early. He's not running shaman. Hit him with a good game. If I had a recommendation to him, he only had the 1 buff tile. Put him in the middle so you have more Blade Dancers on Knight statues. It ends up doing, I believe, I'm not a Blade Dancer expert, but I believe it ends up that you do have all your Blade Dancers on a Knight statue, but you have 1 fewer Blade Dancer on your board. I think it's 8 versus 7, but I think that's still a better trade-off. But guys, that's going to be the end of this YouTube video. What do you think about this week? Bombardier, Catapult, they're very similar cards, but they have very different attributes. So I think it's just kind of an interesting thing to shed light on. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you guys out in tomorrow's video.